What's up, you guys? UFO Proof here, and I'm sorry for the incredibly long intro. I just really like the beat, so sorry about that. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so this video comes in from our friend and fellow UFO whitelister, Darren Ashmore. So let's check this out. See, I like, you can tell he's smart like that because he's not hitting the object with the laser. He's just going near it, which you definitely don't want to be on tape hitting it. But I suppose if you know for sure it's not a airplane, I don't see what the big deal is. But I mean, I'm not saying go around and hit things with the lasers, like, even though I do. I'm not saying do what I do, just do what I say. Oh, look, now there's another one. See that? Come from the other direction. Now, this is what I really like about the video, is see how it was lighting up like that, and then you got this guy right here lighting up like that. So naturally, what are we gonna jump to? What are we gonna assume first? Satellites. Correct? Now, what makes big bright flashes in the sky? Iridium satellites are well known for being the brightest satellites, and they make these incredible flashes in the sky, day or night. But there's some things that we can say how we know that this is in fact not Iridium constellation. One, because we just had two objects going in opposite directions coming at each other. Now, when Iridium satellites fly, when they light up, they are very, very predictable, and we'll see that in a minute. I'll show you guys an example of it. But look, not only that, but look at the speed change. It was moving much faster before. It has decreased its speed drastically. I mean, it comes to like almost a crawl in a little bit. And that's one thing the satellites are definitely not doing, is stopping for any reason. I'm not really sure if they can stop. I mean, some of them I'm sure have some kind of, retro rockets or thrusters or something on them. I like how this little guy is just totally like responding to to Darren's like laser. That's so cool. And see how like it gets brighter and like dimmer. Like this definitely would not be happening for any satellite, period. You'd only have a certain amount of time where it would do that. And any of these like Iridium flares or flashes or anything that's resembling those, they'll call them like Iridium flashes or whatever. They are calculated to the second when they're going to appear and where they'll appear. They know this 100% when and where it's going to happen. So any UFO hunter can go and have this information handy at them with an application on their phone. Simple that. Now this is in a double Iridium flare, and so you're going to have two Iridium satellites come. They hit the sun, and they light up as long as they can, and then they go out because they're positioning their solar arrays or whatever, which are highly reflective. And this is another one that's about to happen, and you can see why we know the last video is definitely not Iridium flares. One, because these satellites are going in the same direction in this video, and they're gonna light up in the exact same place for the exact same amount of time. So that's the point where they reach, where they're flipping and rolling over to light up. They're reflecting off the sun right now, It's going, it's rolling, it's getting nice and bright. It's still rolling and slowly rolling over, dimming out. And see, they can calculate that down to the second, its position and everything, and it's out. You can see the guy does a layer of the two videos right next to each other, over top of each other, and you can actually see how they start and stop at the same exact time. And I mean, look at this. And they go out at the same time. So isn't that cool? But I mean, you can really see the difference between the Iridium satellite flare-up and what Darren had just caught on camera. Oh, that was a great shot. Now, somebody asked me to do a video on the Black Knight satellite, and I said I would, and I hate to break anyone's heart, but the black satellite is not real, and there's a number of different reasons, but actually the stuff that we think is the black satellite, we already know what it is. So I mean, it's just, the thing is that when someone comes around and says, oh, there's a satellite that's been orbiting Earth for 13,000 years, tell me something. Where did they get this information? What gave them the information to let them know that 13,000 years ago this has been in orbit? Is there some kind of formula to let them know that this is true? I mean, right there, as cool as it sounds, that should give you a huge red flag that it is a made-up story. But let's take a look here. Okay, so here we go. Here is the Black Knight satellite. Look at that, right next to a spacecraft. Oh my God, this is amazing. Have you ever seen it? I can't believe that, dude. They're having contact. They're making contact. No, they're not. That is fireproof blanket, like shielding, that is open, that came off of the craft. And it's happened several times. And they have pictures of it, and that's what it is. It's a fire protective, like a shielding blanket like style thing. And it got released off of the space shuttle. Now here's all these photos of the famous photos of the Black Knight satellite. They're just this blanket. It's the same thing. That's the same exact thing. Yeah, it looks cool if you don't know what you're looking at. You're like, oh my God, it's amazing. But where did they come up with the idea? Look, that looks exactly the same as the video we just saw. That's a photo. But tell me that's not exactly the same. It is the same, because that's what it is. It's just this like black mylar style blanket of like this fire protective blanket or something. I forget what it is exactly. It's just like this blanket thing, or what it's called. I mean, I know what it is. That's the same thing right there. Nothing alien about it. But I'd like to know, even if let's say that was alien. What did the pilots of the Black Knight come down and specifically tell some dude, yeah, we've been orbiting for 13,000 years. Where do you get that information? How did that information come to be? There's only one way it came to be, through imagination. That's as simple as that. Looks cool, right? It's just a fireproof shielding. That's it. Nothing more. There's no little alien piloting, and there's no satellite link up 13,000 years ago. I mean, the story intrigued me as well, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gotta be, until I decided to, think about the actual story I was listening to, and say, okay, well, let's step back for a minute and say, how true could this story be? Because it's really incredible. And as soon as I started off by saying, oh yeah, it's 13,000 years old satellite, I started thinking, how do you get that information? What is it? What happened that it allowed them to calculate that this has been orbiting for 13,000 years. There is not a single equation, nothing that would predict this and be able to say, yes, that's definitely true. A satellite, no, that's ridiculous. So, I mean, right there I knew off the back, it's not real. So we just had to work our way backwards from there, and then you find out the truth. Oh, well, UFO proof, out. All right, people. Well, our worst fears have been realized. Apparently, in response to the insanely large amount of protesters that will be at the Trump inauguration and the lack of any real entertainment, it has given rise to the unholy Trump army. That's right. They have returned, and they have brought with them incredibly dangerous super soldiers from around this nation, all in one spot, ready to go up there and fuck shit up. Look at this video right here. Here we go. If you're planning to protest the Trump inauguration, you're going to have to get through these guys first. Oh my God. And these guys aren't fucking around either. These are perhaps some of the dangerous people you have ever come across in your entire life, and I suggest you remember their faces and their names so you know who to avoid. All right, because this is no joke anymore. I mean, this is the real deal. Oh, like, look at these guys right here. Oh my God, it's Diabetes Dan and his in-house living maid, Cue Ball. Wow, dangerous stuff. Oh my God, the infamous butt crack killer. Oh God, he embarrasses his grandkids like you would not believe. Deadly, deadly individual. Oh, look at these guys. It's ruthless gang of hooligans over here. They're known as the Early Bird Specials. At 4 o'clock in the morning, these dudes will fucking rock you. These guys are dangerous. You don't want to fuck with them. I mean, if it's after like 5 o'clock, it's fine because they're asleep. But oh, here we go. Geriatric Jimbo Dugan. This guy just wanders around aimlessly. Oh, scary, scary stuff, you guys. I mean, I don't know what these protesters have gotten. They've gotten in way too far. They're way too deep into this shit. I mean, how can they stand up against this incredible army? Oh God, especially with these two guys on their side, this is not going to be good. Mullet Mike and his prison bitch Snowflake. Oh God, scary stuff. We have Racer X back there apparently. Oh my God. I mean, we're going to have to get to National Guard. We're going to have to get Navy SEALs, Green Berets. Who can stop these men? Oh, especially with this guy on their side. Ensure 2 shots. He drinks a can of Ensure. He gets strength like Popeye. Oh my God. This is scary. You guys, I'm not sure what we're going to do about this. I mean, we got to come up with some kind of plan to spare the lives of these protesters. How can they fight against something so vicious as this army? I mean, this is like an Imperial Roman army. Oh, and then when you got the Toupee Ray at the helm, you know it's going to be bad. Oh, and here's his mentor, Denture Dennis. Fuck. Those protesters are so dead. I mean, this is scary stuff, you guys. Oh, especially with this guy on their side, the infamous Dick Vein. He wears his pants so tight, you can literally see the vein in his penis. Scary, scary stuff, you guys. Oh, but we don't want to forget about his Roadhog right there. Awesome little penis wrinkle. Wow. I mean, I've seen it in magazines. Oh, beautiful. Oh, no fucking way. No one told me these guys were coming. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, shit. The Humana Gold Plus Reverse Mortgage All-Stars. Ah, fuck. So at least we know for sure. The military has been sent to watch this entire group right here and make sure nothing gets out of hand. So here's the military. Fred right there. I mean, even though there's 5,000 of them and 1 of him, he should be fine because Fred's like, 27 years old. So I'm sure he can handle any one of these people.